Hello everyone, welcome to Study Zone. Today we are going to discuss the most important topic, that is first order logic or predicate logic. So in the previous video we have already seen about propositional logic. Then why we need predicate logic? Right, so we have solved many problems using propositional logic and we find a very easy way in solving propositional logic. So why we need predicate logic is that now there is entry of a villain, that is complex statements. So if the complex statements enter, then the propositional logic starts crying, which means these can't fight against these complex statements. Don't worry, now the hero come. So who is the hero? Hero is the predicate logic. This will fight against this complex statement. So if you have any complex statements, then propositional logic cannot do any calculation or cannot find solution for this complex statement. So we need predicate logic to find solution against complex statements. So that's why we need predicate logic. So here we have given statements. So let's take there is one statement. So we will go through the examples later. So for those statements we have to check whether it is correct or not. So for this reason we need predicate logic. There will be statement already, okay. So we have to find whether the statement is correct or not. So for that reason we need predicate logic. So before knowing about the predicate logic, we must know about quantifiers and predicates. Did I go through the video of, or did I do the video of quantifiers? Yes. There is already a video of quantifiers, so no need to worry. If you have not watched this video, please go through the quantifiers video and come back to this predicate logic video. And now what about predicates? Okay, we have not discovered or we have not gone through the video of predicates. So today let us go through the predicates concept first and then let's go through the predicates logic. Okay, so let us go through some of the examples. Yes, before going to the examples of predicate logic, let us completely clarify that why predicate logic. We have propositional logic, why predicate logic? I have already explained this, but to get more clarified about this, I am explaining it again. So why predicate logic is propositional logic can express statements using true or false values, right? Which means it can express the statements like, look here, there is a propositional logic which is telling that Soundarya is a teacher. Whether it can be true or false, right? So this is about propositional logic, but predicate logic allows us to describe relation and properties of objects. So here we can come to the conclusion of true or false using propositional logic. When there is a complex statements, we can't say whether it is true or false. Or in grammar or English, we can't say only true or false in each and every sentence, right? We need more and more sentences that will combine together to form one big sentence. So in those time we need predicate logic for sure. So we have an example. So propositional logic says Soundarya is a teacher. Yes, she is a teacher. So this is true. So I am erasing this false. So propositional logic is done. But in first order logic, we have Soundarya is a teacher. If there is comma and end, then it will be complex statement, right? So here comes predicate logic. And some students learn from her. Correct? So here this is first order logic and we can represent these complex statements in the first order logic as teacher of Soundarya. Who is teacher? Teacher of Soundarya and then student of X. Why it is X here? Because we don't know who is the student, right? So student of X implies, which means here we are connecting the student with teacher. Okay, so teacher is Soundarya. So here we are connecting student of X implies learn from X. Who is learning? Student. Comma, from whom they are learning? Soundarya. So here like this we can show how predicate logic work. Okay, so here teacher of Soundarya. This is telling who is Soundarya, right? And then student of X. It might be Ram, Sita, anyone. Okay. So student of X implies learn from whom they are learning. And then they are connecting two terms, that is X and Soundarya. Okay, that is student and Soundarya. This is about predicate logic. So let us go through more examples so that it will be understandable for you very much. So now in the predicate logic, a sentence has two parts. Okay, one is subject, another one is predicate. So in subject, the object or entity being discussed is called as subject, and predicate means the property or relationship that describe the subject. So the entity or object which is being discussed. So on the before example, the entity or object that is being discussed is Soundarya. So that is subject. But predicate is the thing where it will describe the property or relationship of the subject. Okay. So let us take the example so that it will be clearer for you. So Ravi is a student. So here we are discussing about Ravi. So subject is Ravi, correct? Subject is Ravi. What is predicate? Predicate is a student. Ravi is a student. Ravi is a subject. So predicate is a student. So we can represent this Ravi is a student as like this. Student of Ravi. Okay. So Ravi is a student can be written as student of Ravi. So next example, 5 is a prime number. So what is subject here? 5. Correct? And what is predicate? Yes. What is predicate? Yeah. Predicate is a prime number. So we can write it as, represent it as prime of 5. Okay, so 5 is a prime number can be represented as prime of 5. Now look here, Ravi is taller than Sita. So here only Ravi is there. Here only 5 is there, right? But here, look here, there are two entities. So there are two subjects here, correct? So here it's not subject, here it is subjects are Ravi and then Sita. And then what is predicate? Predicate is taller than. Correct. So how we can represent it in the form of predicate logic? We can represent it as taller of, who is taller? Ravi. Than whom? Sita. So taller of Ravi, Sita. Is it clear? So now let us take some more examples on predicate logic. So the next example is Ram teaches, example number 4, okay, Ram teaches maths to Rohan. Yeah, if anyone can answer this, please pause the video and write the answer in comment section and then come back and check, okay. So I will now write the answer here. So here I will directly write the predicate logic or first order logic here, okay. That is teaches, who is going to teach? Ram, correct. And then what is Ram going to teach? He is going to teach maths. To who? To Rohan. So we can write it as teachers of Ram, maths, Rohan. So the next example is Fifth example, Alice give a book to Bob. I think this one you can solve this, right? Because we have solved many problems. So here we can write it as gives of. Who is giving? Alice, correct? Here Alice is giving a book. So what he is giving? Book. To whom? He is giving the book to Bob, correct? So these are all the some of the examples. Now let us go through the problems under predicate logic, okay? So let us go through the problems of the first order logic or predicate logic. So I hopefully believe that you have gone through the topic of quantifiers, right? So in the quantifiers I will brief you that there are two types of quantifiers. There are existential quantifier and universal quantifier. In universal quantifier we have for all, every, like that. From existential quantifier we have some person, some, there might be some person, at least one, like that, okay? So I hope that you know that, and then I will continue with the predicate logic. So here there is all dogs are animals. So main thing you have to do in this predicate logic is, at first you have to define the predicate. So we know about how to define a predicate, right? So we have to define a predicate. So how to define this predicate? So here we have dog and here we have animals. So we have to define this. And another one main thing you should remember is, look here, here there is all. So all comes under universal quantifiers, right? Which means for all x will come. So at first let's define the predicate. So let dog of x means x is a dog. Clear? Animal of x means x is a animal. Now it's time to define a first order logic. So since there is all here, we have for all x, dog of x implies animal of x. Is it clear? So let us take the dog is Rani. Okay. So there is, I am taking one dog now. Since this is a dog, then it should be a animal. So Rani is a dog and Rani is animal. Now let us take, there is another dog, Chotu. So this is also dog, then this is also an animal. So if I take x, dog name as x, that is a dog, so that will be animal. So if y is a dog, then y is animal. Likewise it will continue. So for all x, dog of x implies animal of x. This means for every x, if x is a dog, then x is an animal. So let's move to the second problem. So here in the second problem we have some people are doctors. So the thing we have to concentrate is some. Some means there exist, right? There exist x. So people, so here there is some, right? So let's take at least one person is a doctor, correct? At least one person is a doctor. We have to take that scenario. So person of x means x is a person, and then doctor of x means x is a doctor. So while writing the first order logic, we have to write there exists x, person of x, and you remember the term, right? So here we can't take implication here, correct? So we have to take and, correct? So person of x and doctor of x. So I am Soundarya, I am a person. At first I am a person and then I am a teacher. So likewise we have to take. So there is one person who is doctor. So Ram is a person and a doctor. Likewise we have to take. So I am going to take two more problems here. So I think you can try it while I am rubbing the board and writing it. So the problem goes like this. No cat can fly. You can try this. No cat, write down and try. No cat can fly. Okay. Can any cat fly? No, right? We have no cat can fly. Here there is no, so that you can't take existential quantifier because none of the cat can fly. We can say, oh, this cat is flying, oh, this cat is not flying. We can't say like that. No cat is flying. So here we have what we have? Universal quantifier. Okay, so let cat of x means x is a cat, correct? And then can fly of x means x can fly. And while defining the predicate logic, we can take for all x, cat of x implies not can fly of x. For none or not, we have to take negation. Remember this thing. Okay. So this is example 3. Now you can try example 4 also. That is, some students like mathematics. Try this. Some students like mathematics. Some students like mathematics. Okay, I will solve. Look here. Some students, what is the question? Some students like mathematics. In short, I will write it as some students like math. So here we have student of x, and then you can't write it like this. You have to write what does it mean. Okay, likes math of x, and if I want to write predicate logic, there is some, so I have to take existential quantifier, and there exists x, student of x, and then for existential quantifier we have to take and likes math of x. This is the solution for the first order logic or predicate logic. So by this we are completing the topic of basics about predicate logic and problems on predicate logic, and we have gone through quantifiers and then what is predicates and all. So let us see you guys in the next video. Thank you.